Two league games in, 4 points dropped, 16 wastes of shirts on the pitch today, and zero chance of winning the league. Rangers have absolutely bottled it on match day 2. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Football. It's finished today at IBROX. Rangers won. Stephen Presley's Dundee that couldn't even get out the Premier Sports Cup group stage won. What the hell has happened here? This isn't a good Dundee team from the past couple of seasons where Tony Docherty had assembled a squad that was actually decent and hard to beat and would cause problems for teams. This is a laughingstock Dundee that everyone I've seen has predicted them to finish 12th. Everyone that I've seen give a prediction today literally gave them no chance, including myself, who went with a 3-0 win to Rangers. I believe that Big Stevie, not feeling so cool right here, right now, predicted double that. He went 6-0 Rangers. It certainly wasn't. But, Stephen Presley's post-match press conference, he was acting like it was 6-0 Rangers. He was depressed. I think he should cheer up. He's got a point on the board, but reality is he could have maybe and possibly deserved 3 points on the board today.
Yeah, can't really fault that. I mean, I tell you what, I went out on a limb. I said 6-0. I said this game, we would see the game, like, it would be like Ange-esque. That first game where Ange took on Dundee and he scudded them. And you would be like, that's the game. Because you said Ange would win the league for that point, and I was thinking, Jambo Bell's going to say Rangers are going to win the league from this point. I think they lost the league.
Unfortunately, I said Rangers would win the league about a month ago, but I'm changing my mind right now.
You going with Hearts?
Aye.
You know what? I think Hearts have got more chance to win the league than Rangers this season, and I actually cannot fucking believe I'm saying that, but I actually believe that.
I mean, after tomorrow we could be 4 clear, so I mean, that's got to count for something.
See, Tony Bloom, he's backing his team. He's actually coming out and saying, I will win the league within 10 years, we'll finish above Rangers. When was the last time? I mean, yeah, Rangers fans, including myself, have said we'll win the league this year, but what's Russell Martin said? What's like the 49ers said?
It's a long season.
It's just a load of shite. They just keep spewing it's a long season and things along the lines of, we need to take this club back where it should be. But no, actually be.
Right, I mean, listen, we can say the league's over, title's over. That's an exaggeration, right? I don't think the title's over, but you're looking at Rangers' next game. That St Mirren match has been postponed. It will be Celtic. You can argue that the Old Firm games at home are always must win, but this one is truly a must win, especially if Celtic do get the win tomorrow against Aberdeen. If Rangers, I said before this game, just imagine if Rangers don't beat Dundee, and I know you kind of laughed at that suggestion, but I was saying that...
I'm not laughing now, are you?
No, I was saying that Rangers' game against St Mirren being postponed and the match against Celtic, there's a possibility going into that international break, because I think they take like a 2-week break after the 4th game. There's a possibility that Celtic could be on 12 points, and if Rangers had a loss today and then lose to Celtic, they're not playing the St Mirren game. Yeah, they'd have a game in hand, but Rangers could have been on 1 point and be 11 behind Celtic. Now here, they didn't lose today, but they got a draw and it feels like a loss. So either way, they're on 2 points. If Celtic win their next couple of games, which I believe are against Aberdeen and Livingston, and I think you would fancy them to do it despite not looking great against St Mirren, Celtic could... I mean, if Celtic just beat the teams they're expected to beat, they will be 7 points ahead of Rangers going into that first Old Firm game, and it's only match day 4. And I know you've said that you're sick of every season going by and Celtic winning the first Old Firm game, and at that point they're 5 or 6 points in front. Celtic have a chance now to win the first Old Firm game and be 10 points in front. They could be double digits in front. Yeah, despite Rangers having a game in it, they could be double digits in front after 4 games. How the hell has that happened? And we will talk about the game, but I think it is. If you've got that's alarming.
And it's against the 2 teams that me and you predicted would finish in the bottom 2, and a lot of other people did.
Yep.
Now I don't think Motherwell will, right? I think Dundee will, but it's like, yeah, and you know what to think? They've picked up 2 points. If we're being real, should be 0.
Yeah, should have lost against Motherwell. They were through last minute. Who was it again that had the shot, but Buckland saved
Tom Sparrow.
Sparrow. And then, I mean, today, Rangers, the penalty we'll talk about. I'm not sure it was a penalty, to be fair. I think it was very negative for Stephen Presley. Man advantage. 1-0 up, and even when Rangers pulled it back, he made some defensive changes, and I get it, listen, he doesn't want to lose the game, and he almost did with that Desser's goal, but at the same time, it's like, you had a chance to get, what an amazing victory this would have been, and I think the draw will give Dundee a big boost, but when you're against 10 men, and you get into the 90th minute, and you're winning, and you end up drawing, that kind of feels like a defeat to me. It's different if you're losing against Rangers or you're against 11 men at IBROX and you get a draw, then that's a better draw. But this draw, to me, it doesn't feel good for Rangers, but at the same time, I don't think it necessarily feels good for Dundee, considering how late they lost the lead and the fact they had an extra man for the majority of the second half.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what way you spin it, man. This is rank rotten. See, against Motherwell, you can say, well, you know what? Yeah, that's a lot of players we didn't want in there. This was the same 11 that beat Victoria Pilsen.
Yeah, now, will Russell Martin come out and bury this team? Because he
sounded like he was joking there in that wee interview. He's like, oh, it's a long season. See that? It's a long... Yeah, it will be a long season watching this.
Yeah, but what can he do? Can he keep throwing players under the bus? Because he wasn't afraid to call them out against Motherwell. And then he made the changes, so that worked. But the changes that worked on Wednesday night, because the changes worked, then he kept the same team, and now that same team hasn't worked. So I don't think every 2 or 3 games he can keep bashing 4 or 5 players, because after 6 games you're gonna end up bashing the entire squad. So it's like he basically pinpointed a few people that he thought were to blame for the result against Motherwell. Is he going to do the same thing here against Dundee? Is he going to take some responsibility, or else he could very quickly start sounding like Clement? Because we can say that the players were shite, and I think they were, but at the end of the day, he's the manager, and were the tactics great? See this amazing football that he's promised? Have you seen it?
No, but that's it, man. See, watching that game, you would think Barry Ferguson or Clement's in charge, or Beale.
See if the camera panned to the touchline, or was some baldy Belgian standing there, like I wouldn't have been surprised.
No, I wouldn't have been. I'm not even surprised. I know I said 6-0, but I mean, are we going to sit here and say this wasn't at the question?
I mean, every time
every
time I look at Stephen Presley, you'd think the score was 6-0.
I just don't know what to do, guys.
Anyway, if anyone's seen The Walking Dead, tell me that Stephen Presley wandering about that touchline that about 80 minutes in, didn't he look like the governor? Season 4. Liar. Tell me when I'm telling lies. Right, anyway, let's get into the game. So, first half, I thought it was bogging.
It was bogging. Dundee, the 5-5-0. I don't blame them for doing... But what do Rangers do? Couple of Rothwell shots. What is your opinion went up on Rothwell?
I thought he was one of the better players today, but I don't think he was great. I can't sit here and say any Rangers player was great. But I think Rothwell was I think he was the best midfielder for Rangers today. I thought he was better than Diomande. And Cameron, who got a lot of praise and had a lot of negative shit to say about Dundee. I think if you're going to come out, and maybe he didn't intentionally mean it, but I think if you're going to come out and run down your former club in a match, when you've got an upcoming match against them, you kind of need to perform, and he didn't.
No, I agree.
I mean, he looked like a player that maybe should have been in the Dundee team. No disrespect to Dundee, but he didn't look like a player that should be playing for Rangers.
No, I agree with that. I mean, honestly, I don't understand how it's went from destroying Victoria Pilsen, this guy bossing the midfield. But here, see Stephen Presley, see what Lyle Cameron said, right? All Stephen Presley's got to say is, look what he said about this club, look what he said about his old teammates.
Part-time.
Aye. So how about you go show him a full-time beating?
No, definitely. I mean, you could argue that Lyle Cameron almost did Stephen Presley's team talk for him. Speaking of Stephen Presley's team talk, he doesn't really seem like the guy that... Can you imagine him motivating this Dundee team for today?
Can imagine motivating the opposition, but not his own team. Obviously, he mustn't have got into the Rangers dressing room then, because they weren't motivated.
Actually,
maybe he did do it. Maybe he just depressed them.
I do think Lyle Cameron's words, I mean, you look at them now with hindsight, and they have kind of came back to bite him on the ass.
Yeah.
Because he was basically saying, I've come from a Diddy team, I've come from a part-time team, I've came for a team that's shite.
This is a proper club.
And, I mean, did Rangers look like a proper club today against this so-called minnows? There's nothing team for Scotland that they didn't.
See the way Russell Martin's conducting himself, though. He's coming across as a minnow. The kind of guy that lost every fucking game he managed last season in the Premier League. He's lost 2 games. He's drew 2 games, which he should have lost, right? No, what is it? Here, if you draw, it's a disaster. If you lose, it's a catastrophe. I think we're at the catastrophe point.
Yeah. I mean, when you're at this point, draws are becoming disasters.
He's fucking lucky we survived Panathinaikos and we're 3-0 against Pilsen. Could you imagine if Rangers were in like a Europa League third qualifying round right now?
Yeah, no, I think the fans would want him out.
I think it's actually got to the point with Russell Martin where he's got to get us into the Champions League to win people over.
Yeah.
Because
I agree with that.
The league is that bad.
Yeah, but how bad of a league start do you allow him away with if he gets you into the Champions League? If he loses to Celtic and he finds himself 10 points behind after match day 4, is that okay as long as Rangers beat Club Brugge and make it into the Champions League?
It's not. Nah.
So regardless of what he does in Europe, you think he needs to beat Celtic? Do you think he will beat Celtic?
Yeah, maybe Celtic lose to Aberdeen tomorrow, and then maybe we draw against Celtic and he gets in against... There's so many scenarios that can happen, but for me, if he loses...
Even then, match day 4 on 3 points, that's fucking bogging. This is the first time in 36 years Rangers...
match day 3, because Rangers wouldn't have played their match day 4.
It's a 3 points at a possible 9's great. First time, by the way, in 46 years, Rangers haven't won one of their opening 2 games. Right, anyway, back to the first half. I'd love to talk about all the chances and all the opportunities and but there wasn't any, really.
Well, Robertson hit the post twice.
Cal Robinson. So, I think, he hit the post. One of them was offside.
But he still hit it, didn't he?
No, he did. One of them was offside. One of them wasn't offside. No, but going into the break, Dundee had those 2 chances and probably should have been ahead. I cannot really recall any Rangers opportunities. I'm trying to think.
Rothwell had a free kick. Rothwell had a shot. And that's all I really remember. Ant-Man had a penalty claim, which Dessers pushed the guy into him, so it was never a penalty. And that's pretty much it, folks. I mean, honestly, it was a brutal first half. Not much to report on.
Yeah, it should have been a free kick, but
the damage
Robertson didn't give it.
The damage wasn't done in the first half. It was the second half.
Well, I mean, from a viewer's perspective, watching it, there was a lot of damage done.
Yeah.
It would put you to sleep. It would ruin your Saturday. Unless you're a Celtic fan, you're probably loving it. Like, you probably thought it was the greatest first half ever. But
Rangers tend to ruin most weekends.
But it wasn't great. Right, second half. I mean, did the game get a little bit better? I think it opened up a bit more. But quality-wise, I can't sit here and say that it improved massively in that regards. Dundee take the lead. We have a free kick.
Yep, we do. Well, before that, with Gazima, he found Mohamed Diamonde, and it looked better for Rangers at this point. Shot saved, you're thinking, right, wee bit of work in the left-hand side. Diamonde then gives the ball away. Dundee gets said free kick. Right, what's this all about? So they take bodies out the wall to put them in the box. So you're thinking, well, if they don't have a shot, then Rangers should be more than able to deal with the cross. But they can't. They don't do a shot, they do a cross. Comes back across, header of Rick Ashley into the back of the net. Never going to give you up. And Rick rolled.
Never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you down. Rangers letting you down every week, right?
I'm no stranger to trophies. No, you know the rules, and so do I. Penalty to Rangers.
Right. So the ball's played out wide, and it is headed back in across from who got the assist? Robertson. Cal Robertson. So the ball is crossed in, not into the centre though. It's crossed into not even the far post. It's almost like crossed to the edge of the right hand side of the box. So it's almost like they just launched it. I thought when I initially seen it, I thought, what the fuck? Why is he crossing the ball into that area? But Cal Robertson was there. He wins it. He jumps above everybody else because Rangers players just don't seem good at winning balls in the box. And he just heads it back into an area. And even when Rick Ashley gets this header on, you're thinking, right, he shouldn't score for here. He really shouldn't.
No, he shouldn't.
Because he's not even in a good position. And he doesn't even get that much power on the header. But it's a lobbing header. The ball goes up in the air. and it just beats it just goes over everybody and goes over Butland and goes into like the almost just dips underneath the crossbar. It was honestly, man, it was a fucking strange goal. I'm not saying it was a lucky goal, but it was like, it just seemed like it was too easy for Dundee to score this. Ball put into like the back area of the box, and then Robertson with a looping header back in towards the middle of the box, and then Astley with a looping header into the net, and it's like, Rangers had 2 attempts here to deal with it. The initial cross in, and then the Cal Robertson header that, put the ball back into the middle of the box, and none of them done it. But logically, do you not think if you're going to, from Dundee, logically this doesn't make sense? Because that means they have to win 2 balls to score by doing this. Does this make sense to you?
No, but we see it a lot in football.
Yeah, but you're not more likely to score just if the initial free kick taker whips the ball into the area where they want the goal scorer to get the touch to put it in the back of the net. You only need to beat Rangers' defence once, but Dundee beat the Rangers' defence twice here. So I think it's unacceptable for Rangers.
No, it is, especially when they've got more bodies in the box than Dundee. I mean, the whole purpose of the wall being shortened was to get more bodies in to deal with it.
It was almost like 2 uncontested headers.
Yeah.
But anyway, Dundee got the goal.
Cameron and Mohamed, the Monde came off. Correct decision for me. They were fucking passive.
Yeah, they were the 2 worst midfielders. So I agree with that. Rothwell was the best at the free. So the fact that he stayed on was the correct decision as far as I was concerned. But come on, Dow, is that the best option? I'm not convinced what Russell Martin's. You can sit here and you can say that, oh well, he's not got that many options. He's still trying to bring players in. Mikey Moore's not fit yet. The other guy, Asgard, he's not ready yet. Is that really... Rangers are 1-0 down at IBROX. I get bringing on Raskin. No one's going to complain about that. But Kieran Dow, is he the guy most likely to get you back into this game? I'm not convinced.
No, it's an absolute...
Are you telling me that he is the second best player you've got on this bench
to
get you into the game?
No,
what about Curtis, who was getting a lot of praise?
It's because Doyle's is wee English, mate. I've put him in the leadership structure. Kieran Doyle is ranked rotten, right? Nothing is going to change my opinion of that. The guy should be nowhere near the fucking team. But look at the state of the bench, man. Cortez, Doyle, Danilo. Fucking Barami didn't even make the bench. Maybe he'll be away. But again, now Fernandez is going to get flung into the deep end.
Sink or swim against Celtic.
Time for Tilo Asgard to come back.
But what did you think? I just thought it was strange when I seen Dow come on. Now, I get it, his options aren't great, but I would go with Finlay Curtis a goal down with about 45 minutes to try and, not save your job, but maybe save your season. To me, bringing on Kieran Dow, it's not...
He's crap, man. Kieran Dow offers nothing. He's got no pace. He's got no end product. He just he doesn't track back. He's not good marking. He's just shit at everything. Did Giga get sent off? Any complaints about this?
No, not for me. I thought
it was so weird though. It just happened so nonchalantly, and he just walks down the tunnel. What the fuck? What happened?
Yeah, didn't even wait on the VAR.
Yeah, he just fucked off.
He was like, I'm done with this shit. I'm away.
I can't say I blame him, but let's not pretend, right? If De Giga stays on the pitch, Rangers win this game.
No, I don't think so, because, you could argue Rangers look more threatening with 10 men.
I think Dundee...
Albeit Dundee sat back a bit more, so...
Dundee will just be a bit disappointed, because they should be winning.
Yeah, so it was Wesley, I believe he's the one that plays through Robertson. Finlay Robertson just runs onto... And it's a good run, isn't it? He times it correctly, the pass is good, and he just runs through the middle of the Rangers defence, and before you know it, he's through on goal. And Diga, does he have other options here? Could he track him back further?
He didn't mean it. That's what happened. He just ran into him, but here, spatial awareness, he should be aware.
Yep, well, he didn't really complain much, to be fair.
No.
He kind of just walked off down the tunnel and accepted it, so he gets sent off 59 minutes in at the hour mark. At this point, no looking good for Rangers. We have a couple more subs then from Russell Martin. He brings on Danilo for Aarons, and he brings on Tavernier for Rothwell. Not sure Rothwell should have been taken off. I think he was one of Rangers' better players today. As for Aarons,
I think
he's not doing much for me. I don't think he should be starting ahead of Tav. I mean, say what you want about Tav.
I think he should be starting ahead of Tav, but they're both shit, so...
Well, to me, Tav's more likely to get you a goal. And not just from the penalty spot.
Yeah, but why not play Tav?
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, I think Rangers, if you need... And I know he didn't deliver today, he scored the penalty, but like I just think, like, if you need a goal in this situation, who's more likely to get you? Tav and Aarons, or Tav or Aarons. Now, people will say Tavernier's shite defensively. I think everyone would agree with that. But from what we've seen with Aarons, doesn't look great defensively either. Was the whole point of replacing Tav not to get someone in at right back who can defend and stop conceding goals?
Yeah.
And track back and actually mark men? And when you look at it, I think Tavernier actually made a couple of decent interceptions when he came on. He broke down a couple of crosses for Dundee, a couple of attacks for Dundee. Actually, Tav, I thought defensively Tav was alright today.
I want Tav out the team, but you'd be brain dead to think taking him out the team is just going to drastically fix things.
No, but I do believe he's a scapegoat. I think Rangers are shite with or without him.
Aye.
So I mean, it's not like you take Tav out and then all of a sudden Rangers start winning every game 3-4-0 and look amazing. That's not the case. Right, so yeah, those two changes were made. Then what happened?
What happened? Well, John Sewer here, the header saved. Nico Raskin made a great recovery.
Very lame header, by the way. It was like no power in it.
It was shite.
It's never gonna.
Right, Raskin, great recovery. You liked this. It was that good. You told me to put it down on my sticky notes.
Well, I mean, it was good. Come on. I think it was Dre Wright who he tracked back and won the ball. Dre Wright, who I thought was very good, and we'll talk about the player ratings, but he did concede the penalty. However, was it a penalty? I don't know. I don't think so. Anyway, Dundee made they made one change. They brought on Yogain for Wesley, and I thought this guy done good, holding up the ball, very isolated. Although Dundee, to be fair to them, when they did get possession, they were committing bodies forward. When they did get out from the back,
no, they weren't.
They didn't have the ball that much, but when they did get it, they were committing people forward, and I think they should because they demand advantage. May as well try and take advantage of it. So I thought Yogain came on. He did alright. Then Curtis, Martin makes his last change, 77 minute. Finlay Curtis finally comes on for EFD. I mean, a bit too late into them. I mean, 13 minutes to go. Why not bring him on early?
They're switching formations. It's 3-2-3, and it's not 3-2-3. It was like 3-2-4 at some points. 3-4-2. Just a mess, man. And then Ant-Man had a shot saved. I thought in the second half, Gazman and Ant-Man at least showed something. Dessers, I actually can't stand Dessers' attitude, man. He just flaps about like a fish. And then Danilo, what does he bring to the table, man? Absolutely rank rotten. Gazma wins the penalty. For me, it's not a penalty. I know they gave it, and Michael Stewart was greeting about it. I mean, I understand from a point of view though, of like if De Jager gets sent off for like an accidental one, then why isn't this a penalty? I understand that logic, but I think this is just fucking very soft.
No, I agree.
I just don't. But anyway, Rangers score it, and then you're thinking, right, let's get the winner here. Gazma has a shot saved. Then I don't even know who played the ball through the middle. Was it Raskin? It might have been. It falls to Cyril Dessers. He makes it 2-1. And he's offside. This Cyril Dessers bloody...
Good penalty, by the way, by Tav.
No, it was, but this is the banker. See Cyril Dessers being half a yard offside and scoring. This happens every game. This is him down to a tee.
Yeah, I mean, he was offside when the initial ball came forward, and I think he was still marginally offside when...
I know it pisses me off
the second touch happened.
He's so clearly offside, he still ran away like a mongoloid and celebrated.
Yeah,
I think he should have been a bit concealed in it. And I know he's just scored a winner, right? He scored a winner against the team that's going to finish bottom, and we've been fucking ranked rotten. Should he really be doing jumping jacks anyway?
I know, but it's not a winner if you're offside.
Exactly, so he should... Anyway, man, I'm defeated, man. What was it to say? I was more pissed off last week, but this week, what is going on?
Yeah, no, definitely. So...
Take the positives.
Take what positives? Right, so then we have a ball launched in, and I think it's Dessers and Robertson that are going for it, and it ends in it's a collision. Referee gives a free kick to Dundee, but I guess Rangers wanted a penalty.
Aye, they did. It was never a penalty, man. Let's just face facts.
Yeah, pretty much, and then we've got a bit of time wasting, and pretty much that was it. Ball was launched up. Referee blew for full time. At the end of the match, we had Dessers not happy. He was arguing with the referee, arguing with Don Robertson, shouting, getting in his face, pointing towards the box. I'm not sure if he was either talking about his offside goal or whether he was on about the foul. Maybe he wanted a second penalty for that, but I just Dundee, in my opinion, would have been absolutely robbed today if Rangers were given a second late penalty.
I think a point's bad enough for Dundee. None is. It would have been extremely unfair.
Yeah, listen, that was it, full time. In terms of stats, I mean, Rangers did dominate the game, 75% possession, 20 shots to 7, 5 shots on target to 20 from Dundee, touches in the opposition box, 46 for Rangers, 11 for Dundee, 7 corners to 4 in favour of Rangers. So, look, Rangers had more chances, but that's a given. You're at home here against the worst team in the league. Got to have more shots, you got to have more chances. Overall, it just wasn't good enough. It was a piss poor game.
It was. I mean, I'm 2 games in, I want it to be over already. I don't see how this gets salvaged. I don't. It's over.
No, it's not looking good now. Can we get some reaction from Russell Martin? That's what we want to know, but we've got a bit of reaction here from Stephen Presley. So, what did he have to say after the game? He told BBC Scotland, quote, "I asked all the players to show courage and belief to get a result here, and they showed that in abundance. I said to them in the dressing room, I could cry for them today because they left every last ounce out there on the pitch. I'm hugely proud of the preface, but it's still only 1 point, and you can get relegated on 1 point." We were a big threat on set plays today. We caused them problems. There were a number of really positive aspects from that game. Today I saw further improvements. We'll work again tirelessly before the Kilmarnock game. I couldn't be prouder of these group of players today. The most important thing for me is to see progression, and I certainly saw that. End of quote. So it's nice to know that Stephen Presley today could cry for his players. And it's also nice to know that he isn't happy with 1 point because, believe it or not, if you finish on 1 point at the end of the season, you can get relegated on that. So there you go. I mean, there was me thinking that the safety zone in the Scottish Premiership was somewhere around 35 points. But Stephen Presley letting us know that sometimes 1 can be enough to keep you up, but it can also be enough to take you down.
Would he have spewed this shite if they won, though?
Well, 3 points might get you relegated coming into the season. What a madman.
Rock bottom, folks.
Right.
I have nothing good to say.
Not Stephen Presley, Russell Martin.
I can't find anything he said. Fuck him, to be honest. How about that?
Where's his interview?
I can't find it. Can you find it? Can you find 3 points while you're
Well,
at it?
I can't find an extra 2 points for you, but you know what? I can't get Russell Martin's comments, but we'll just take Ian McCall's comments. Why not? He says, former Rangers midfielder, quote, "Rangers kept moving forward and moving forward. In terms of the positives, I'm not sure. Rothwell did well driving with the ball. The 2 wide players are going to be good players. You don't want to ask too much of them too early. Ant-Man started really well, and Gassama was their main threat today. You've got to take the positives. They were getting beat with 10 minutes to go and they never gave up." End of quote. Is that good enough, man? Can you really take positives from dropping points against the worst team in the league at home when you already dropped points on the opening day, and now you're going to find yourself likely 4 points behind Celtic 2 games into the season? Is there any positives to take from that? Is there really?
No, but apparently Russell Martin said, "Players are learning all the time. I'm learning. We will learn from today and be better for it. Really pleased we didn't get beat after an early red card." Fuck that mentality, man.
That's bogging.
As CJB says on Twitter, "Russell, spend your payoff well. Have a good Christmas. Good luck at Bristol Rovers." That's pretty much it, man. See,
you can't say that as Rangers manager. Like,
see, in this league, right? See, when you go down to 10 men,
unless it's against Celtic, I don't think you can say that. Even if you said it against them, I don't think the fans would accept it. But in Dundee,
I think if you went down to 10 men against Celtic, 1-0 down, drew 1 each, you'd look at it like, that's all right. I'll accept that. But there's no other team in the league for me. Because the fact of the matter is this, we just
Rangers, because it shouldn't be 0-0 at the point.
Yes, but also Rangers are levels above Dundee, so therefore if it's 10-11, you still expect Dundee to lose.
No, I agree.
And also the way Dundee set up was perfect for 10 men. It's not like Rangers were getting bombarded by Dundee.
No, I agree.
So
here, maybe if you get spawned into a game with 35 minutes to go and you're 1-0 down with only 10 men, maybe you can make a case that that's not a bad result if you spawn into the game at 1-0 down with only about half an hour to go.
Aye.
But at the end of the day, it's Rangers' fault that they're 1-0 down.
Aye, another thing, man.
At that point of the game,
you'll bang on about it's going to take a while to implement the style. We've took on 2 teams so far, right, with an inferior budget, managers allegedly, and they're the 2 new managers who are implementing their own style and have picked up points against the alleged second best team in the country. At this point, we feel like the shittest.
Well, looks like we've got more for Russell Martin, so let's just get into it. He told BBC Scotland, quote, "I'm disappointed we didn't win the game. Disappointed that we conceded a really poor goal. There was just general lethargy and no speed in the first half. There wasn't enough intent to disrupt them until we went down to 10 men. The mentality was much better in terms of aggression and speed with and without the ball, but it shouldn't take that. I'm pleased with the response of the team when we went down to 10 men and we could have won the game in the end, but the mentality has to come from the very first kick of the match. In hindsight, I should have made some changes to inject that energy in the team, but I explained my decision before the game and maybe I could have changed that now the game is finished. We're learning about the group all the time, so that's a lesson learned today. We have to make sure that aggression is there all the time. The fans have lacked the success they want for quite some time, so I understand the frustration. I didn't get too high on Tuesday, so we're not going to get too low today. We're going to give the fans something to cheer about, and we will get better and better. We didn't lose today, and we will improve. It'll just take some time. Nico Raskin was great when he came on. He tackled more than the whole team. We need to attack everything. It took us too long to attack the game tonight." End of quote. So, that's not a good enough excuse. I didn't celebrate the 3-0 win in the Champions League, so therefore I'm not going to be too negative about the 1-1 draw against shitey Dundee at IBROX in the league.
No, honestly, man, this guy, these sort of comments just... And you know what? I didn't want Barry Ferguson, right? But Barry Ferguson wouldn't come out with comments like this. People who understand the club don't come out and comment say stuff like this.
It's almost like saving someone from an accident and then killing someone the next day and went, I saved him, so you can't really punish me for it. It doesn't really work like that,
See the amount.
It's isolated games.
See the amount of people, right, that would trade having 6 points out of 6 in the league if it meant we were already at the Champions League and in the Europa League. It would probably be the overwhelming majority.
I'd say so.
So this whole dependence on Champions League, it will be great if we get in it, but let's say we get in the Champions League.
Although
take on PSG, what's going to happen?
With the fixture list that Rangers have been given, is it not fair to assume that fans would have been hoping for 6 points and to still be in the Champions League?
Of course. People are saying this is the easiest run of games we've had. You've got Dundee and Motherwell, right? The St Mirren game's postponed. You've got Celtic at home.
Yep.
And then the games after are pretty easy as well. So it's rock bottom, man. The league's over. It's done.
Is that it?
That could be the title of this video. It's over. Yeah.
It's over? The league is over?
Yeah.
I think that was the title of last week's video.
Well, fucking call it that again then.
The league is over ×2.
Aye.
Right, guys, that's it. This video's over. We'll be back soon for player ratings. Just a disaster for Rangers. Shite. Don't think they deserved a draw, but they got one in the end. A point apiece. Dundee have a point. I think they needed it. The longer Stephen... And I was thinking coming into this game today, holy shit, the pressure on Stephen Presley, out this Premier Sports Cup in the group stages, going to have no points from his opening 2 games. You're thinking that the pressure, Stephen Presley could be out of a job within the next couple of weeks, but here, this is a big result, and it might kick Dundee on, so fair play to Dundee. We'll see what happens.
What did I say in the preview show? There'll be a meltdown guaranteed this weekend.
Aye, well, you thought it was coming on Sunday, but it came on Saturday, so maybe there'll be a meltdown tomorrow as well. Double meltdown, perhaps. maybe. Right, guys, that's it. Till next time, leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe, and peace.